Alrighty. So something happened with my footage, and I don't have footage without me talking now. Awesome. Oh, I'm just gonna replay Edge of Fate now on Legendary, and I might as well do it on stream. Because if I'm gonna play through that campaign again, I'm gonna do it on Legendary, and probably do it on my Titan now. So yeah. Titan Legendary campaign. Start. And I made sure I did plenty of audio tests before I did so. But yeah, now I have the proper audio tracks for my videos. So, but just in case, I'm also just gonna be quiet during most of this. So, yeah, if you want to chat, we can chat. But I'm gonna take the precaution. Titan going now. That's her Edge of Fate look. I thought she looks cool. It's like Monte Carlo, going in with that. Let's get in.
What follows light and shadow is silence. That silence breaks. I am summoning you as a new age begins. I see sapient life turn to each other. They remember how to look to the stars. They remember curiosity. They remember how to thrive. But they have forgotten. They forgot we were here long before the Traveler. They forgot that they need us. But they are fated to remember. I will remind them.
I'm sure you will. But not through me. Find someone else. My will is my own.
I think it's safe to say this is what's disrupting our beacons. I've seen primitive trains like this in old ruins. Never liked the look of them. These readings have a bearing. Gravimetric distortions leading out past orbit. Like footprints. Like a trail we're meant to follow. Guardian, I'm sending coordinates your way. It appears we have an invitation. Guardian, welcome to Kepler, as the Vanguard Archive calls it. The gravimetric distortions we tracked from the EDZ are tangled in an excess of dark matter. In our records, this planetoid was confirmed to be unoccupied and inert. But these readings indicate a singularity. Something's keeping this planetoid stable and our matter intact, but... Guardian, there's a black hole here on Kepler. This is dangerous. If at any point this singularity destabilizes, it could swallow us and take the entire Sol system with it. We need to find whoever sent our invitation. They need our help. Guardian, I can see you've got Elixni hostiles incoming. I'm picking up what I think is a distress signal. I've been able to isolate a radio signal through the telemetry. It had some primitive decryption on it. Should only take me a moment. Watch your head. I've never seen Elixni move like this. Mind their vertical, Guardian.
Mayday! Lodi transmitting. Strange matter detected. Singularity opening near local HI and NHI population.
I can't tell when this Mayday was sent. Whoever made it understands the danger this place is in.
Ikora, it looks like we've got a blockade up ahead.
A singularity, a distress call, and now another ancient train. But how do they all connect? More importantly, how can we help? The status of the singularity will worsen with time. We can't do anything about that right this moment. But discovering a locking mechanism this complex and a radio transmission that sounds human means we could be on the precipice of encountering another pocket of civilization. By my triage, the most effective thing we can do right now is find the source of the distress signal. The trail we're following leads past the train, then scatters. We'll need to get through to find who called for help. The mechanism here appears to be missing some pieces. I've tracked materials nearby that closely match the frequency of the device. Find them, Guardian.
Lodi transmitting. Status moonsick. Adrift. Odysseus protocol active.
Odysseus Protocol. We've heard that before. Wait, there's a backlog. Keep moving, Guardian. I'm going to see if these transmissions can give us any more information. Dark matter spike in your vicinity. Could be one of the gravimetric distortions Drifter was talking about. Guardian, you all right? Your vitals stabilized. Must be a fluke.
Well, this sure is new. All your vitals appear to be in order, but your molecules are moving unbelievably fast.
Guardian, this energy pattern is distinct from your expected paracausal signature. It matches the dark matter readings from when we landed. It appears you've managed to somehow fuse with dark matter. Why send a train to invite us to a black hole? It seems whoever sent our invitation values consistency and catastrophic interference.
About that. I got info, but you're not gonna like it.
Try me.
The gravimetric distortions, the dark matter, the weird train, an invitation? There's only one group of jokers I know who get up to those kinds of theatrics. The Nine.
Well, that certainly is a theory. Although I would expect to have already heard from the emissary if that was the case. I'm going to rerun the telemetry to see if I can find another radio transmission. Get us some answers.
Achieved precarious stabilization, but still request evacuation due to hostile NHI. If we can't close the singularity, we're pulling everyone in with us. Anyone? You out there?
Odd. The timestamp on this transmission doesn't make sense. It comes after the Mayday, but the timestamp says it was recorded many months before. Either someone is intentionally trying to scramble these transmissions, or the singularity is causing more problems than we thought. Same Elixni combatants from earlier. They are persistent. Stay vigilant and don't let them come back again.
I recognize those symbols. This is the House of Exile. last time we encountered these Elixni was on Luna. They're called the Exiles because each of them were exiled from their original house. That's the last of them, and we've got what we need. Let's head back to the train and see if we can't get past that blockade.
No more transmissions on the backlog. Timestamps are all off. Keep heading for the train. Maybe we can triangulate a location. Suppose you're right, Drifter, and we are dealing with the Nine. You have the most experience with them. What did you observe in your interactions?
Rumor has it the Nine are extra-dimensional. Caught in the gravity of Sol's heaviest hitters. You know, planets, moons, stuff like that. There are aliens, and there are aliens. And these guys are aliens. They don't live in this dimension, which means they can mess with you.
You trespass the domain of the once exile, chosen of the giver. I am Archon Prime, son of his orbit, speaker of the voice invisible.
Interesting. That Elixni wasn't an Archon. I wonder what that was all about.
In the wake of destruction, one exile falls, and three more rise.
Hold on. That same voice, this Archon's voice, is coming from another Elixni. I'm not sure what's going on.
Exiles, I prophesied the deathless arrival. Kissed by the infinite curse of the great machine.
Deathless? That sounds like you, Guardian, but, derogatorily.
No more transmissions on the backlog, and the timestamps are all off. Keep heading for the train. Maybe we can triangulate a location.
Trespass the domain of the one exile, chosen of the giver. Archon Prime, son of his orbit, speaker of the voice invisible.
no more transmissions on the backlog, and the timestamps are all off. Keep heading for the train. Maybe we can triangulate a location.
Trespass the domain of the once exile, chosen of the giver. I walk on prime, sovereign of this orbit, speaker of the voice invisible.
That Elixir wasn't an Archon. I wonder what that was all about.
In the wake of destruction, one exile falls, and three more rise.
Hold on. That same voice, this Archon's voice, is coming from another Elixir. I'm not sure what's going on.
Exiles! I prophesied the deathless arrival. Creatures cradled and kissed by the infinite curse of the great machine.
Deathless? That sounds like you, Guardian, but, derogatorily.
Destiny of the House of Exile. Strength with singularity and ascend.
That voice is coming from another Elixir. don't understand how that voice jumped from one exile to another. The witness could possess, but that required a civilization's worth of darkness. Could something have drawn them here? Maybe the high concentration of dark matter is boosting this Archon connection to darkness.
Darkness is about connection of memory, but it doesn't work like that. And dark matter, in spite of the name, has nothing to do with darkness.
So this is something else entirely. Huh. One of the Archon's lackeys dropped something.
Ophiuchus's energy readings are spiking. This is a container of dark matter, the same connected to the singularity. Don't let that go.
Hold it. Who do you work for, and what's your business here?
Telemetry originates at this location, but the signal is weak.
What are you doing here?
We're Guardians, from Earth's vanguard. Circumstances suggest we were invited, but we don't know who sent the invitation.
Earth?
Have you been here a while?
I have journal entries tallying 4 weeks, but my 5 o'clock shadow says a day. Something's wrong with time. It's my job to investigate. You picked up something that's special to the people here. Use it. I'll see you on the other side. We can talk there. You can, tell me all about Earth.
That's the man who sent the distress signal. But he didn't seem in distress.
Something's wrong with time.
I'm curious as to how our contact intends to fix it. But his observations seem to be correct.
And we just got here. There's probably a whole mess of time nonsense just around the corner.
Agreed. This train's temporal presence is concerning.
That's the least of our worries. The real head-scratcher is our new friend seeing the people here.
Ikora did say she suspected sentient life.
Sorry for all that earlier. My name's Lodi. My introductions aren't usually that rude. Come on, let me show you around. Your companion gave me a debrief about your mission before she insisted on meeting the scientists here.
Scientists?
Oh yeah, the Ionians are brilliant. They've been great hosts since I showed up here a few weeks back.
Objects from a different time were sent to us, like we were called or invited. Did you get one too?
Of sorts. I got a call of my own. I hope your ride was smoother than mine. Are you headed back to Earth after?
Are you asking for a ride?
Just conversation. Appreciate the offer. I'm staying with the locals for a while. Time distortions all over this place. The Elixni make it hard to traverse further out. Fascinating, aren't they? You know, the language structure is similar to Finnish. Keep an eye out for the House of Exiles. They didn't like me getting close with my recorder. If you're here to sort out the time anomaly, it sounds like we're on the same side. I'll help you look into your calling card. You help the locals with some of the weightier tasks. You seem like you can handle yourself. First in a few words, I can appreciate that.
These Ionians were able to temporarily stabilize the singularity. They prevented their planet from splitting until someone could help. I'm as surprised as you they've eluded us for so long, but this place is shrouded in dark matter. It could have cloaked the presence of sentient life from the outside. Ghost, did you find the source of the distress signal?
We've made contact with Lodi, here in the settlement. He's offered to help us look into our invitation, if we help the people here. He seems trustworthy, but his presence here feels very convenient.
Yeah, by the look of him, I'd say he's as out of place as we are.
Hello? This is Lodi. Ms. Ray said you received my distress call. Ms. Ray asked that I contact the little Sputnik to work with you both on next steps.
Sputnik?
Is there something I should call you? Apart from Guardians, of course.
This is the Guardian. You can call them Guardian, thank you. I am called Ghost.
Pleasure to be working with you, Mr. Ghost. The Ionians are in less dire straits now, but if anything triggers the singularity, we risk losing the planetoid. Between a black hole on one side and the Archon on the other, the locals had no choice but to seal their settlement. They've been trying to track down that capsule you picked up for ages. Head to the big mechanism at the center of the village. The Ionians call it the Altar of Relativity.
Guardian, the trail we followed here to this planetoid is the strongest through that mechanism.
The singularity must be beyond there. Contained thanks to the Ionians. If Drifter's right, the source of our invitation and the source of the singularity are one and the same. I think the Nine are here. Keep this to yourselves for the moment. Our top priority is stabilizing this planetoid, unless the Nine plan to interfere. They're not a concern.
Lodi, we're at the altar.
Mr. Ghost, this is Lodi. Excellent. Go ahead and drink the contents.
Drink?
No, that can't be right. You do not want to do that. Just say again, do not drink the dark matter in that container. Pour the contents into the mechanism. Hold on, I was provided a diagram. I am so sorry. Ionian verbs change based on the size and shape of the container. I'm still getting a hang of the beverage cutoff. Seems to be somewhere around 2 liters. Anyways, the canister contents need to get poured into the mechanism, and all you need to do is drop it in. Guardian, Mr. Ghost, allow me to introduce you to Dean Rebecca, leader of the Ionians.
Dean Rebecca. I've never heard the name Dean. It's beautiful.
Well, the Ionians use this sort of academic hierarchy from what I can tell, and... Wait, you've never heard the title Dean before?
No. Is it an Ionian name?
No, they use it as a mark of high status here. Oh, and so you know, they haven't seen other humans in centuries. Be patient with them. Our presence here is tremendously significant. Translating what I can, the Dean's honored to encounter the first new humans in centuries. She says the Ionians' deity, the thing they call the Holy Anomaly, is on the other side of the altar, threatened by the Singularity. The capsule we put into the altar stabilizes rings of the lock to keep the Singularity contained. It's a collection of dark matter she called a strangelet. You'll need to get through the lock if you want to find out what's on the other side. We'll need your muscle, Guardian.
tell me more about how you got here. The more we know, the better chance we can find a solution.
All I know is I woke up here 4 weeks ago in a singed suit. I don't remember how I got here. I know I'm from Earth. I remember my family, but not much else.
That sounds like how a light bearer would wake up, but you don't have a ghost.
No, I'm alive. You probably know more about this place than I do. But I do remember hearing Guardians have a complicated relationship with memory. Is there any truth to that?
That's a fairly common question. Guardians forget who we were before our first resurrection. We forget in exchange for the light.
Shame. Feels cruel.
Drifter, you brought them my message, capsized. Find my frequency. I'm not Neon.
No way. Orin. Neon. Orin, what happened to you? I thought you were locked in as the Nine's errand runner. You were gone.
Yes, but my memory is a mess. It's all vetiver. Oh, damn it. Rig transponder. You can pinpoint my location.
The hell, Orin? Why do you sound like you ate a dream journal?
Petrichor. Damn it. I am not adjusting to linear time well. I am no longer emissary. I quit.
You quit? Thought you'd ascended or something. Become a higher being. I didn't know you could quit being emissary.
Me either. But with the right motivation, anything is starlight. You'd be proud. I'm molted.
Oh, I have to know what you mean by molted.
Exactly what it sounds like. I wanted my body back. I wanted my will back.
We gotta find her. She only just found shoes, for Pete's sake. Got your location, Orin. Never thought I'd hear from you again.
Scrambled eggs. I meant to deliver a message, but can't remember what it is. I know the Nine will need a replacement emissary. They will not find one nearby on the X-axis. They will need to search a millennia up and down the Y.
My message found you. I'm Orin, once a Guardian, like you. When I last reached out to the Vanguard, I warned you of the Nine's fallibility. The results of that fallibility are in play now, I think. You will fix it. But how isn't clear. Everything I knew is scattered. My will, cleaved from service and rough-hewn clay. It wasn't bloodless. But I know I chose this for a reason. I did. In my memory, when I touch my hand to the moment, I am overcome with dissonance, and another shape, buried in noise, assuming my place. I must speak sharpness to the Drifter. A tint on knowledge held, but still unknown. I'll need your help hunting down the fate that brought us here.
So, Orin, you quit and now you're just here?
Mitosis. Annoying you had to see me like this now. Scrambled eggs and someone else's shoes. How have you been?
Oh, busy. Feet planted on the ground more often than not. Seeing someone new these days.
Oh, good. Good for you. Can't say the same. I've been too busy corralling my electrons. Who are you seeing?
It's, Eris Morn.
You have a type, Drifter. I'm happy for you both. Really.
What cipher is this?
Has something been chewing on these?
Everything depends on the Vanguard.
System diagnosis complete.
I told him to do this yesterday.
98.3%. Checking now. Transferred.
Let's begin. Requisition approved.
You know where to find me.
Sikimia, Avakes and Nikakun. Ran Sinada, is Niavakan Niava. Dahan Plesika.
They're clearly very upset, and I don't blame them. Abduction is terrifying. I still haven't been able to suss out why talks with the exiles went south. I mean, these are poor circumstances for negotiation.
The readings on Kepler are still spiking. The singularity is still a threat. We'll need the Ionians' help if we want to open that lock.
That's just as many researchers as the Emeritus said there would be. Didn't lose anyone. That's a relief.
I wonder if you might shed some light on something, while we're still learning the language. This settlement is obviously well established, over decades if not centuries, but I see little in the way of weapon emplacements or true fortifications. Has there been no conflict?
All that time?
That's the gist I'm getting. The Vex are new, and the Elixir, well, they used to have a working trade relationship. Armed conflict is new for the locals.
Tokia Opakan, Ulfia Sipakun, Olan Pusia, Tokia. Suderuia Mulde Mika, Sukafa tu Tuya, Usikara Fusiti, Yasakai, Uyafun to Shukun. Divare Netamas Balara, Yasundiana, Alamane, Yaluisi Axia Sushinde, Nisa Ultimaru Sindi, Yakutuya.
You got my favorite thank you! Nice work, Guardian. You reunited the Ionians with their loved ones.
The scale of this problem concerns me. Our forces aren't so robust as to defend this whole settlement indefinitely, and defense is fruitless if we can't stabilize the singularity. We just discovered a lost colony. This discovery changes how we see our own system. How many others are out there?
Guardian, you have one new call.
You've made great strides in communicating with the Ionians. We've learned their language has multiple origins. Little wonder it needs such effort. Understanding comes not a moment too soon. Between the Elixir and the Vex, the situation here is unstable. And we have so much to learn from them. I followed your example in translating. Script first, then words. These notes you recovered, unbelievable. The advances this outlines in gravitational manipulation, without the light. And that's only one thesis. I hope some of them at least will be amenable to returning to Earth. We cannot lose this connection. We simply can't.
The destructive activity in the agricultural zone is reading as Vex. They're the ones attacking the food supply.
Stop me if this one is obvious, but do Vex need to eat?
Not in any fashion you recognize.
Sounds like an empty life. Then this is just sabotage against the Ionians.
As if they weren't facing enough. The Nine, the Vex, and a singularity ripping the planet apart. That's too obvious a coincidence to ignore.
The Nine what?
Simply the Nine. They exist outside of time as far as we understand it. Difficult to confirm on the best of days.
This looks like it's protecting something. Guardian, watch out.
Tended to just let me pass on by before you showed up.
Excuse me? The Vex ignored you.
Guess they didn't see me as a threat. What can I say? I have a friendly face.
Lodi, how are you so adept with the Ionians' language? You said you've been here a few weeks at best.
Oh, I was made for this. I'm a translator. I especially love languages I've never heard before.
There's the Vex. Guardian, let's redirect and get that shield down. There's the Vex. When they do that. Guardian, let's redirect and get that shield down. Guardian, we should take a scan of that drive. See if there's any data stuck offline the Ionians need.
terms I recognize mapped to advanced concepts, prefixes and suffixes as used in agricultural science? We can use this. Let me do some analyzing, but this is a huge missing piece to understanding the Ionians.
Under the circumstances, what keeps the Ionians here? We could begin evacuation proceedings. They would be safe back on Earth.
But they wouldn't be home. They could take a piece of Kepler with them, sure, but it's not the same.
Homes can be replaced, but lives can't.
The Ionians might feel differently about that. This place is sacred to them. The universe determined they belong here. Singularity or not, we can't tell people to pack up and leave yet. Not without helping people who've been stranded from the rest of humanity.
Agreed. No one's leaving until we learn more. Lodi, those Vex. You need to know who controls them. Her name is Maya, the Conductor. She was human once.
What's her objective?
On the surface, to return our current time to a more prosperous one. But her true motive is to reunite with her spouse.
Neither of those sound particularly sinister, but I take it it's what she's willing to do to achieve that goal.
Maya has an ability. She can control whoever she pleases. She's commanding the Vex, a normally leaderless faction, and she's even taken hold of our allies to turn them against us. If she's here, she can do anything to get what she wants.
Rasakuni, Pakiasun to Yapakun, Amani Divina. Abatiseva Guni Sumiaka, Irakare, Luciana Yarditam, Avasaya Kasun Tushura, Piansania Tuyafunde. Alentano Asparala, Pukin Dia Fasala Alamade. Isnira, Isira, Fusi, Kusiokara, Pare, Amana Divina, Situ Sinde, Apalia Kush.
Amane Beata, Yasunduta, Tapuya. Yaksinga Parakia Parasikuya Yakatanti Sepate Yapatinki Yasunda Yasekade Yasunia Pakachi Shukiapo Ayakan Yaskundayo Acerta Tule Pakaya Parapaluria Sutuya Fakuri.
I know. The exiles have gotten into the, progenitor ship.
It's the remnants of the colony ship they arrived in. Any vibrational disruption could dislodge the lock and speed the singularity's growth.
We'd better move fast. Someone once told me that a shuttle quarter that size can go up like a bomb.
The ship the Elixni have taken over, you're saying it's the very one the Ionians came here in?
Part of it, anyway. What's left. They converted it to a permanent emplacement, but they still call it the progenitor ship, the mother of the Ionians. It's the source of all their tools. They put a little piece in every building. Every scientist gets a shot at the hull when they graduate. If the ship goes up, there's a lot the Ionians can't do. Do you have any experience with bomb disposal?
We've handled plenty of mines before. This shouldn't be a problem.
The style of ship is quite old. Even with only this much left, it's incredible. I haven't seen anything like it. The material could have been affected by the time anomaly here. Could account for the relatively good condition.
As a frame of reference, how old do you say it is compared to your ships?
Easily hundreds of years.
Oh.
That equipment sure looks elixir. Let's see if we can tease it free. An exile captain? They must be doing some real damage if they're deploying like this.
mines. If even one of them goes off, it threatens the entire material supply for the settlement.
That equipment sure looks elixir. Let's see if we can tease it through. An exile captain? We must be doing some real damage if they're deploying like this.
The mines. If even one of them goes off, it threatens the entire material supply for the settlement.
That equipment sure looks elixir. Let's see if we can tease it through. An exile captain? They must be doing some real damage if they're deploying like this. That equipment sure looks elixir. Let's see if we can tease it free. An exile captain? We must be doing some real damage if they're deploying like this. That equipment sure looks elixir. Let's see if we can tease it free. An exile captain? We must be doing some real damage if they're deploying like this. That equipment sure looks elixir. Let's see if we can tease it free. An exile captain? We must be doing some real damage if they're deploying like this.
Guardian, the mines. If even one of them goes off, it threatens the entire material supply for the settlement. No more anomalous energy signatures. Good work, Guardian. The Ionians are safe because of you.
We haven't put a scratch on the House of Exile. The Ionians say the Archon's only out to speed up the Singularity's growth. He's just gonna throw more gas on the fire.
The Guardian will be able to stabilize the Singularity once we get through. There are too many problems, and all of them are connected.
You have no idea.
Unless you have any ideas, then we have to consider evacuation. Reunification with humanity. After centuries apart.
Centuries? No. No, them coming to Earth would be existentially disorienting.
Lodi, please don't mistake me. This is the Ionians' home. We have to believe there's a way for them to return safely.
And what if there isn't?
Tequila, mami divina. Isundiaka zuna bule, yasundiaka sak, yasunde akira. Yasara fakine, iksalorda yuri, finke ura. Ayasunde ala tequila vake.
They found you so fast. My name is Orin. My name was Nasan R. Was Nasya Sawa. What do you call yourself, stranger?
Lodi, pleasure. Miss Orin, do you know something about who brought me here?
I know you will be elected to become something impossible. Your molecules have already volunteered.
I'm sorry, my molecules?
I was the emissary as you are, and will become the same. I quit, and it left me transmuted. I think if I can help you adjust, I can reclaim my mind.
Emissary for whom?
The beings in your dreams.
I don't know what you're talking about.